Hey guys, this is Dinosaur Drawer, and this video is a 4,000 subscribers special. So I just wanted to say thanks to everyone who has subscribed, and there are a lot of guys out there that have been there since the beginning. A lot of people have been there since the beginning and are still commenting under every single video that I upload. And I really wanted to say thank you for all the support that I get every single time I upload a new video. And yeah, so I just figured out how to add some color with markers into my drawings, and still make it look kind of good. And I thought, like, why not record it and make a 4,000 subscriber special. And also it is Inktober right now, so this drawing is mainly drawn in ink, and then I just colored it in with markers, so I guess that counts. So if you wanna learn something, because I'm gonna explain what I'm about to do with the markers and stuff, if you really want to learn, I would suggest to go over to my channel and search for a Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus tutorial, because I have a Dilophosaurus which looks almost exactly the same as this one, and it's also done with pen. So if you can follow that tutorial and you have the basic drawing ready, you can come back to this video and try and add some markers to your drawing and make it look good. So yeah, first you want to start with a good base for your for your markers to add color. So I'm still just sketching with the pencil and trying to make the shapes of the body and the shapes of the whole dinosaur, make them look accurate. And then later on I will go over it with a pen, to be specific a micron pen, and I will be adding some shadow as well. So if you are not good at adding shadow to your drawing, I would suggest not to add any shadow. I would suggest just to leave it blank and just add a couple of little details. A few scales might be good, and then you can go over it with markers, but the effect will be a lot less good, because when you want to make a realistic drawing, shadow is mostly of the time key, and if you don't add enough shadows, then the drawing will not look as realistic as it would if you would use color. So excuse me, I'm sorry. So right now I have the base sketch all done. So as you can see right now, I'm going over it with a pen. It doesn't really matter what pen you use, as long as the pen you use is compatible with the markers that you use. So for example, you need to have a ink that does not smudge when you go over it with markers. Well, it can smudge a little bit, but not too much, because if you go over it and it's smudged too much, the detail will just be gone and all the effort will have been for nothing. So yeah, I'm just tracing the lines and trying to get every line in accurately. And there are lines that I keep blank. For example, around the eye, there are a couple of areas where I didn't completely finish the whole line. That's alright as well. It will also add for a little bit more shadow and stuff. And so yeah, I accidentally erased a little bit of the marker because it was still wet, and I tried to erase the pencil lines. So I accidentally erased not the marker, the pen, I'm sorry. So yeah, now I'm just adding in the wrinkles, and I'm already going into some shadow, and I'm trying to have I'm trying to reach a effect to where you have a lot of very dark areas, but you also have a very high amount of lighter areas, highlighted areas. So I'm just darkening the underside of the dinosaur, and also paying attention to the fact that the belly, for example, is a round object, so not everything will be darkened the same way. There will not be shadow, there's not going to be an equal amount of shadow all around his whole body. So yeah, I'm putting in the muscles and stuff, and also shadowing in the areas which should be darkened. If you don't know how to do this, you can just pause the video and look at how I did this, and you can try and copy it, I guess. So yeah, still just darkening. Now I'm just darkening his other leg, which will be a lot darker, because what we are seeing is the inside of his leg. So most of his body will be casting a huge shadow on that side of his leg, and therefore there won't be too much highlighted areas on that leg. So yeah, like I said, if you don't know how to add the muscles, it's okay. You can just pause the video and try and copy everything that I'm doing right now. So as well for the arms, make sure you don't make the arms too much darker in comparison with his legs, because otherwise it will just look very strange and very off. I'm also adding a couple of details right now. It's not too much of a deal. I mean, just a couple of lines that will act like it will look like there are wrinkles everywhere. Yeah, now I'm basically doing a little bit more detail around his eye and on his face, so that he will look a little bit scarier. It looks like he's a little bit angrier right now than what he was before. So I'm not sure when, but I am also about to I'm about to put in the lines on his back. There are certain strange patterns on his back, and I'm putting them in with pencil first, and then I go over the pencil lines with a pen, so that I can be sure that I have them. Well, they're not accurate to my reference photo at all, but it kind of looks like they are accurate. Yeah, so at this point somewhere my camera shuts off, and we skip to where I already put in the triangular shapes on his throat, but that's okay. It's not, I didn't really change that much, just a little bit. And again, if you want to see it, if you want to draw along, you can just pause the video there and kind of copy it. So now I'm going over the back of the dinosaur with a very light brown color, and that's just gonna act for the base of the whole color, because he is supposed to be a mix between green, yellow and brown. And so yeah, I just decided to start off with the brown on the areas where his body would be the darkest. So for example, on his back, part of his legs and his whole head would be a little bit darker. Now I'm just going over it with, again, a very light green, and the way I prefer to do this is just going over it with very light colors, so that I won't make a huge mistake and accidentally put in a color that is too dark, and I can't go back from there. So what I do is I just go over it with very light colors, and I just keep adding colors that are just a tiny little bit darker, and then until I get the right color. So it's just layer upon layer. And also you sometimes see me testing out the markers on the back of the paper. I would suggest for you guys to do that as well. Maybe not on the back of the paper, but the paper that I'm using is a specific marker paper. So the colors on a marker paper will be looking differently from the colors on, for example, a printer piece of paper that you get out of a printer. So yeah, you need to use the same kind of paper to test it on. So you just saw me putting in a very light blue-gray over the patterns on his body. So well, that's gonna be the base again. And now I'm going over it with a very dark brown copperish color. I think it's called copper. At least on the marker it says copper. And the reason that I'm going this dark already is because I do have a white gel pen, so I will be going over it with a white gel pen so that I can add the lighter colors in as well, and it will give a nice effect. So now I'm just putting in orange over the triangular shapes that I drew on the frill, and I'm also just doing some random patterns on it because it's never perfect. And I'm also adding some yellow colors right now. I'm basically using the darker colors that are already in the drawing close to his neck, where the frill attaches to his neck, to make the yellow mix in with the darker color, and I kind of make it fade out a little bit, and that way the yellow turns into a darker yellow. And I'm using the same brown color as I use for the pattern on the edges of the frill, and then I go over it with a very light neutral beige, I think, to mix the colors in with each other. So I am not good at this at all. I'm still trying to learn, still improving on certain things. So if you see me doing stupid things and you are more advanced than I am, then I'm really sorry, but this is just the way that I learned myself how to do this, and I'm just trying to share my knowledge, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's about it. So if you liked the video, leave a like, comment below what you think about the video and the drawing in general, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you won't miss a single video. This was Dinosaur Drawer, and goodbye.